We got the matchup of the year this weekend: Beterbiev versus Bivol. On paper, who's better? Let's talk about it. My name is Donnie P, and you're watching the very first episode of The Left Hook. Let's go! Okay, welcome to The Left Hook. My name is Donnie P, and huge fight coming up. Let's go. I'm tired. I've been waiting for this fight for a long time. I've been waiting for this fight for super long. When people are claiming about Errol Spence and Crawford, I was like, that's a great fight. That is a great fight. But the fight I want to see is Beterbiev versus Bivol, and I'm glad to say we finally have it. It's going to be a great weekend. There's so much to talk about this. I'm going to build up for a whole week. I figured that, being that this is going to be my first show, the first episode, and this boxing match to me is one of the best matchups on paper that we've had. It's as good a matchup as we've ever seen, really, if you really want to talk about it. On paper, it's a perfect matchup. Two great boxers, the two best boxers at 175 pounds, bar none, no doubt, easily. So you can't help but be hyped. The fight is a perfect fight. The fight is this is exactly what you want. Two guys that will go in there and knock you out. Two guys that have skill. Two guys that have power. So I'm very, very hyped about this fight. But I want to do a breakdown, just overall matchup on paper. These two have the best skills. Right off the bat, I'm going to go Bivol 9 out of 10. Beterbiev 8 out of 10. So Bivol 9 out of 10. Beterbiev 8 out of 10. And remember, we're comparing these guys to the GOAT. So I don't want anyone to be feeling like I'm disrespecting Beterbiev or whatever, or either fighter. No disrespect to either one if they feel a little underrated. But again, no disrespect to either fighter as far as they feel underrated. But I'm not comparing to the GOAT. So we're comparing you to Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is definitely a 10, 11, something like that. Who knows? But Floyd, probably the most skilled boxer ever, right? And so I'm not going to put Bivol or Beterbiev as a more skilled fighter than Floyd. But let's just now. But on their own, I would say in comparison on this level, I would put Bivol as a 9, Beterbiev as an 8. I like both guys' skills. What separates them? I think Bivol has more. He has the ability to do a little bit more in the ring. His movement. When he's punching, he's better at moving off the punch. A little, better. He can throw his combinations. His combinations are he's got more combinations than Beterbiev. His movement is more. He has more movement. He thinks a little bit more in the ring because he has to. Let's just keep it real. He has to think a little bit more than Beterbiev for obvious reasons. But on the skills level, again, I'm going to put Bivol at 9, Beterbiev at 8. Stamina, I got them both at a 10. I got them both at a 10 stamina because I've seen them. They both the motor really never stops running on either of them. Till the job is done. For Beterbiev, he stops everybody. But his motor never stops going until they stop, and it's obviously harder to keep the motor at a level where you're going to stop someone than it is to just finish out the fight and go 12 rounds and survive, obviously. So Beterbiev, since he's stopping everybody, and I've seen him stop people late and early, 10. Bivol, I've seen the motor go pretty much at full tilt for 12 rounds straight. against Joe Smith, against Canelo, he never looked tired. He never looked tired against Canelo. He never looked tired against Joe Smith, not once. So he looked in full control of his body in both fights. They both went 12 rounds. Both are heavy punchers. So he was taking heavy hitting. He was taking heavy hits. He was dealing out heavy hits, and he never slowed. So I give Bivol and Beterbiev both a 10 when it comes to stamina right there. So I like both of them in that situation. Ring IQ, I got Bivol as a 9, Beterbiev as an 8. Again, ring IQ, we're talking number 1 who? Floyd again, probably, right? Floyd's got the most IQ of any boxer ever. And, you know, I can't put either of them on Floyd's level as far as IQ, but Bivol against Joe Smith, again, and Canelo, he completely outboxed both of those guys. You know, he outboxed Canelo. Canelo, I want to touch this more in the future, but that Canelo fight was not nearly as close as the scorecards had it. Bivol completely, he dominated that fight. The Joe Smith fight, he dominated more, even. You know what I'm saying? He dominated Joe Smith even more, I would say. Even though Joe Smith actually did hurt him a little bit, or at least made him respect him more. I never thought Bivol respected Canelo. I really didn't. I think he had more respect in the first 3 or 4 rounds than he did by the 12th round. You know what I'm saying? Whereas Bivol, he had to respect Joe Smith a couple times during that fight and kind of like lay off and slow down his pace, step back, you know, get his stuff together. He got hit hard a couple times in the head. So, but he was able to outbox Canelo beautifully. He danced circles around Joe Smith. He knows what to do when he gets hurt. He knows how to throw on the inside with people. He can throw multiple punches on the inside while other people are throwing multiple punches and avoid getting, you know, tagged hard. So he has great movement. So ring IQ, I give Bivol a little bit more ring IQ, but Beterbiev, you know, again, I can't knock Beterbiev's ring IQ. It's actually, I feel like I am maybe a little bit disrespectful of Beterbiev because, like I said, he stops everybody, so he knows what he's doing in there. I have seen him in my opinion, I've seen him kind of, you know, take some hits he didn't need to, in my opinion. That's probably where I would take their IQ and move it to Bivol a little bit more, just because I've seen him take, you know, Bivol, I feel like is a little bit better when he gets hit as far as avoiding getting hit again. Whereas Beterbiev, I've just seen him in a few little wars where he was having a little difficulty not getting hit. That's it. So I think just in that perspective, but that's just, you know, styles make fights. You get in there with a difficult guy who kind of like throws the right punch at your head to where your head and, you know, is always at, or if he game plan perfectly for you, that can happen. But they are both very high IQ fighters from what I can see. So there's not much discrepancy here. Okay, body punch resistance. I got them both at a 10, honestly. And so, yeah, I mean, are they on GOAT level? I mean, they've never been hurt, really, to the body, either of them. They fought a lot of, I mean, Canelo goes to the body. He didn't do anything. Now, Bivol said after the fight that, like, oh, my arms hurt because Canelo was banging on his arms. So we do know that Canelo can hit hard, and they were bothering him, but he showed no signs. After the fight, he was like, oh, my arms. But during the fight, he showed no signs. I mean, every boxer is going through pain, right? It's how do you deal with it? How do you hide it, right? Does it slow you down? Didn't slow Bivol down. It hurt. He was hurting afterwards, but it did not slow him down. Same with Beterbiev. We've never seen really him hurt to the body. He's been hitting the body. He keeps coming. They both keep coming. So I'm gonna give them both a 10 as far as body resistance, because I've never seen either of them go down from a body shot or even slow down from a body shot. Okay, toughness, heart. Toughness / heart. We make it the same thing. So I'm going Bivol 9 for toughness, heart. Beterbiev 10. Why Beterbiev 10? Now again, we are doing GOAT toughness. I mean, GOAT toughness and heart. For me, I mean that's the GOAT for toughness. I mean, there's a few guys that are really tough. Obviously, they can take a punch, but to me, like the toughest fighter I've seen is Evander Holyfield. Those fights with Riddick Bowe. I mean, you just saw how he did Mike Tyson. Dude, I mean, the dude's not really bigger than any guys he's ever fought, but the punches he took against Riddick Bowe and kept coming. Those fights were so brutal. And Evander's just the toughest guy. Bernard, super tough. You know, Bernard's a really tough guy. Those are the guys I say heart toughness is right at the top. I always thought, like, you know, Antonio Margarito was really tough. I always thought Carlos Mayorga was really tough. They had good chins. They used to take a lot of punches to the jaw and keep coming and not coming. But eventually, you know, the jaw gets cracked. Shane Mosley eventually went right through that jaw from Margarito. And then, you know, obviously Mayorga, he let Vernon Forrest tee off on him for free, right? He let him do that. So we were like, oh, wow. But then, you know, you let Trinidad tee off on you for free, game over. So, you know, he got that jaw destroyed by Trinidad. But Bernard and Evander were two guys that just never got that jaw destroyed, right? They kept, like, even after the wars, Evander he kept coming back. So Beterbiev, Bivol, I'm giving him a heart. I'm giving Beterbiev a 10. I'm putting him on Evander level. Even though we've seen Beterbiev hurt, I give you a lot of credit for your toughness when you get up from that hurt and then you go to stop the guy. That shows me that you have supreme toughness. That means because it doesn't matter who you are, if you get hit perfectly in the chin, you're going to go down. So it's like, how do you deal with that, right? How do you respond? Beterbiev responded like a G. He got up and knocked the guy out every time he's gotten up. So I've seen him hurt a couple times. He's been down once or twice, if I remember correctly. But he gets up and ends the fight. He's been hit perfectly. I mean, what can you say? He's been hit perfectly. The thing is, when you're a more offensive fighter, you open yourself up for those punches. When you're a more defensive fighter, you don't open yourself up. So you don't get hit hard. You don't get hit as often. You don't get hit as flush. And you see the punch coming more often. When you're throwing a punch, you don't see it coming. So you're getting hit and you're not seeing the punch coming. So Beterbiev is a super duper offensive fighter. He fights a lot offensively, so he's open more. He's going to keep coming at you and he's going to try and stop you. I've seen Bivol. You know, Bivol, if you hit him right and he sees that he's not going to be able to go through you, he'll start boxing. He'll start, you know, turning and making you come to him and just outboxing you and beating you that way. So that's just the difference in toughness and heart. It's just the change in game plan. That's it. You know, you can change Bivol's game plan. You can't change Beterbiev's game plan. He's gonna keep coming, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. And we'll see how you deal with it. But that's why this fight is going to be amazing because, you know, Bivol will switch his game plan if he needs to. Beterbiev is going to keep coming, and we'll see who's more effective when that happens. Let's go to chin. I have both of them at a 9 chin. And for similar reasons from the toughness heart. I mean, really, toughness and heart can come out when you get hit, you know, in the chin, right? And I've seen both of them get hit in the chin. Bivol takes a really good chin shot. Beterbiev takes a good chin shot too. He's been down more, but again, that relates all the way back again to what I was saying about the style of fighters. You know, Bivol he's a much more tactical fighter. You know, I mean, I'm not going to say that. Let me take that back. He's just going to show you more defense and more offense, more movement, just because, you know, he needs to. Where Beterbiev doesn't need to show that movement. He has the power to stop you. So, but when you come right at somebody, you're right there. When you throw more punches, when you're more offensive, you're right there to get hit easier. And that's what's been shown. You know, that's what's been shown from any fighter. Any fighter that is really offensive, they usually get hit more. You know, usually, if they're not, you know, blessed with all the athleticism in the world, like Roy Jones, for instance. But everybody else, if you're very offensive, you're gonna get hit, you know, more. And Beterbiev and Bivol are guys that have good instincts, good reflexes, good speed, but, you know, they're in there with people with the same kind of reflexes as them. They're more skilled, more powerful, tougher, whatever you want to say, but they're going to get hit. They're going to get hit in the face, and Beterbiev more so than even Bivol, because he is more a more offensive fighter. He is a more offensive fighter than Bivol, and he gets hit more. Now, what I love about Beterbiev, even though he's been down more than Bivol, recovery. That's what shows how tough your chin is. It's not like if you get hit with a perfect shot and you go down. That's kind of what's supposed to happen when you get hit with a perfect shot and you go down. But how fast do you recover? How fast can you come back to where you're a threat to knock him out? Beterbiev has shown that he's always a threat. You can knock him out, you can knock him down, buzz him. He's going to get up and he's going to be able to recall all his energy and all his strength and his faculties and knock you out. Whereas other guys, most guys that I've seen are hurt at that point, and then they just have to survive for the fight. I haven't really seen Bivol hurt too much either. This is going to be a great test for both guys in that instance. So, but right now I can't really say that either guy's chin is below a 9 because, neither guy has been stopped. Both guys are undefeated. Even though Beterbiev has been down, he gets up and comes at you and knocks you out, which is to me the biggest proof of a chin. Not guys that never been knocked down. That's not the biggest proof of a chin to me. It's the guys that recover quickly after being hit perfectly. That's to me how I can tell whose chin is good and whose chin is suspect. Because if you're a great boxer, great at defense, you don't get hit flush on the chin as much or nearly, and you see them coming because you're not that offensive either. So you're not taking that punch that Beterbiev has taken ever in your life if you're a lot more defensive and you're not throwing as offensively as he is. So to me, again, the test of a good chin is not someone who's never been down or someone who's rarely been down. It's the guy who's been hit flush, gone down, recovered extremely fast, and then goes and stops the guy that just hit him. That to me shows your chin is strong. Okay, that's what that. So I'm giving them both a 9. Bivol, from what I've seen, has never been down, I don't think, and Beterbiev has been down a few times, but gets back up to stop his guy. So I'm going to give him credit for that. I'm not taking anything away from him for that. Footwork. This is probably I would say Beterbiev's weakest thing. Not that it's weak even, but just this is his weakest, and that would be the footwork. Not that footwork's not bad. It's great for him. It's perfect for him. He doesn't need to jump and dodge around. I just haven't seen it though. I've seen a few times where like the footwork, could have been better. Definitely could have been better. In times where he's struggled, where like he's been hurt. Like footwork would have definitely been better for him. It would have served him better in those instances. Bivol, his footwork is, to me, is good. Is probably better than the 8 even, but I'm just gonna give him an 8. But his footwork is good. He's kind of an offensive fighter too in general. He's throwing a lot of punches, and so his footwork moves him from side to side a lot, and in and out. But he's not like his shoulders aren't like turning all over the place. It's not like he's Muhammad Ali in there or anything like that. But it's perfect for him. Again, it's perfect for him. There's not much to say about footwork on this, although I would just say Bivol is a little bit better than Beterbiev when it comes to footwork. And a lot of it is from necessity. Beterbiev's never needed to do anything more than he's ever done. Obviously, he stopped everybody. So, this is one of those things where I want to rank and I want to talk about it, but this is something that level of importance isn't quite as high as some of the other things, just because of the style of fighters we're talking about. Physical strength, Beterbiev, 11. Yeah, that's right. That's what I put. The dude is so strong. I mean, and I'm not even talking about weight room strength. I don't know what his weight room strength is, but his physical strength, he might be the GOAT, pound for pound, when it comes to physical strength. And I'm talking about, like, if you were to, play mercy with this guy and lock up, I think he would just curl down any boxer that's his size or small. I mean, obviously when he's smaller, but anyone in his weight class, he's gonna overpower you physically. And not even just not. I'm not even talking about the punching. I'm talking about just being in there, banging up against him, being moved around the ring. Yeah, the punching is part of it, but it's just the overall power of the person from the tippy toe, from the pinky toe, all the way up to the tip of his head. You know what I'm saying? Like the neck, the, the shoulders, the chest, the back, the arms, biceps, thighs, legs, everything. And I've seen this, and the way this guy works out, you know, I mean, I saw him doing some really. I was impressed with his workouts. He was like up on his fingertips, like bouncing around on the ground, like, and it was impressive. It was impressive, and I could see like why this guy is so strong, like because he's doing his workout situation was it was different. It was different from what I've seen most of the time from people. You know, most people are, you know, they're holding on to the bar, pushing it. You know, whatever they're doing, they're not. But he's down to his very fingertips are strong. You know, I mean, it's just different. He's just doing more, and it's more intense to me what I've seen, and he's working on the little things for strength. Like he's making sure every single joint, even down to the pinky joint on his pinky finger, even that thing is strong. So I'm just saying, like the guy is a beast. But Bivol is a good, strong fighter. You know, he's a solid, strong guy that's, you know, going to be stronger than 90 to 95% of the guys he fights. But then also, he's more skilled than everybody he fights, you know? So that's Bivol. Bivol's a solid 8 when it comes to strength. He's not crazy. He's not Superman, but he is strong, and, you know, he's way above average. I mean, way above. He's in the top percentile of strength, period. But Beterbiev, man, that is the strongest dude that's the GOAT. He's got GOAT strength. I'm serious. He's got GOAT strength. Okay, hand speed, man. Okay, so again, we're comparing this to the GOAT, right? And that's Roy Jones when it comes to hand speed. And if we're going to compare them to Roy Jones, then they're 8. I mean, Bivol is an 8. Beterbiev is a 7 when it comes to hand speed. Beterbiev, it's possible Beterbiev's hand speed is a little bit better than what I'm giving him credit for. It's possible that he's maybe got closer to Bivol than I'm giving him credit for, but he doesn't throw like combinations like Bivol. So it's not really it's one punch kind of speed that you see. And you know, one punch speed is different than combination speed. It's just, you know, you just don't get to see him throw like in combination like Bivol. So from what I'm seeing, Bivol, his hands are a little faster, regardless. The Beterbiev, sorry, you guys got me talking like that. Anyway, but yeah, Bivol is definitely gonna have a little bit of a faster hand, a little bit faster hands. I mean, his combinations are pretty fast. Most of the time when people throw combinations with him, I see him outlanding. I see his hands being faster. So in that situation, I got to go with Bivol. But it's close. It's close, and it's in the fight. When they fight, we'll see. We'll see if that hand speed plays that kind of plays that part. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it will. We'll see. But Bivol has the edge in hand speed, and we'll see how it plays out. Okay, last thing is power, punching power. And yes, again, pretty much the same as physical power. I got Beterbiev at 11, Bivol at 8. Now, a lot of people might even say, like, wait, no, Beterbiev's power isn't going to be 11 down. Like, he's strong, but he doesn't seem to have that, like, you know, are you going to give him Mike Tyson power? Are you going to give him, you know, I don't know, Trinidad power? Yes, I am. I am going to give him Mike Tyson power. And I'll tell you why. Because the way he punches, it's very energy conservative. he doesn't need to like swing his hips all the way like most boxers do to get knockout power. He can his punching is just he basically is just throwing almost like with his shoulders, and it's too much for people. Um, I think it's just a very he's so strong that he just can come in there and throw like energy efficient punches that are hurting people as if you're putting everything you had into it. So he's never really unleashing like his full potential, his full power on people until it's like stop time. Until like if once he gets someone hurt from his just regular stuff, then he might unload one or two, and then it's over. It's over. As soon as it's over. But a lot of times it's over just by him just boom boom. Just rotating his shoulders a little, and they can't even take that. So, and that goes back to the body, the overall power of the man as far as his physical strength. His physical strength is so great that like he can punch you without using normal boxing fundamentals, like when people are punching. But that allows him to throw more, like kind of just like be more efficient, not get tired, and he's just walking people down with his own physical power, throwing a punch that hurts really bad, but it's not hard for him to throw. It's not using all the energy. If he misses, his whole body doesn't swing around because he's not swinging everything. He's just, he's just doing this, and it hurts really bad. So that shows me that his power is ridiculous because he doesn't need to wind up to hit people and hurt people. Bivol, again, solid, good puncher with great skills, great IQ, great discipline. So Bivol is going to be, just like a very just solid. I mean, beyond solid. Solid's not good enough for him, but he's an 8. He's an 8. He's a very good puncher, but punching power, Beterbiev is far above Bivol. Far above Bivol. It's not really close. That 11-8. I mean, that's closer than it looks. Even I mean, it's closer on. It looks closer right there than it should be. Honestly, I might even want to give him a Beterbiev at 12. Again, that's how strong Beterbiev is. He's outside of like just your normal. There's only one Beterbiev. There's only one guy that can run through people like that. I haven't seen anybody, that's running through people like Beterbiev. He's going through. So let's see what we got here. Is the better overall fighter on paper? I guess it's really won't say better. It's gonna just say more complete. The more complete fighter on paper. Well, Bivol 96, Beterbiev 91. That's interesting. It'll be fun to talk about this going forward. Obviously, we got another. I'm going to do another show for the rest of the week on this fight because this is just that good. But right now on paper, I have to stand by this. Bivol is a 96 boxer on paper. Beterbiev is a 91. This is left hook official. That's it. Other than that, don't put much stock into it. But no. Put a lot of stock into this because to me, like this is a good representation of not who's the better fighter. This is not telling you who's better, but just more. This really is just more complete. Who is more complete? Who checks all the boxes? And I would kind of agree. This doesn't tell you who's going to win by any means. Styles make fights, and just because the guy's more complete doesn't mean he's going to win. Doesn't mean he's even better. It just says, but when we look at all the different boxing, when we look at everything that a boxer does, and we check the boxes, Bivol's checking all the boxes. Bivol does. He checks all the boxes, and that's why this is a beautiful fight. Bivol's checking all the boxes. Beterbiev has got crazy power, and he's just a crazy beast. So we'll see what's going on. Hey, first episode ever of the Left Hook. I appreciate guys for watching. If you guys want to see more of this, if you guys liked it, if it entertained you whatsoever, or if it did anything for you, you can like it and subscribe it. I would appreciate it. And more importantly, leave a comment. If you agree with something, if you disagree with something, I want to know. Let me know. you have strong feelings about what I said, think I was dead wrong or dead right, let me know. Can you be dead right? I don't know. But anyway, comment, because I love talking boxing. And I will definitely comment back. Have a great one. This is The Left Hook.